What's up, guys? Bob Busker here again at ThinkComputers, and today we're taking a look at the Z11 Plus mid-tower from Zalman. It is an upgrade to the Z9 Plus, which we saw about a year ago, and it really wasn't that great of a case. I really wasn't that impressed. It was just kind of behind on all the features that we're used to seeing in cases, like USB 3.0, CPU cutout, all that kind of stuff that we're used to seeing in cases that the Z9 Plus just wasn't up to date with. So hopefully the Z11 will be. It comes with 5 included fans, which means you're going to get a lot of cooling power for all of your large video cards, CPU, and everything like that. So let's just get right into it and check it out. Now, before we get inside, you can just take a look at the box. You have a picture of the actual case on the front. It says Z11 Plus, and it lists all of the features here. Zalman usually isn't real big on making their case or making their boxes look that great. As you can see, it's not the best looking box, but let's just go ahead and open it up and see how they package everything. And we're not going to do a full unboxing, but I'm going to show you how it's packaged. And you can see here that Zalman uses a plastic bag in 2 large pieces of styrofoam, which basically is industry standard for shipping cases. As we take a look at the case here, you can see it has a very futuristic design. We're seeing a lot of cases use this, and it's very, very cool, futuristic design, just looks awesome. Now, Zalman has sent us the black version. That is currently the only version that is available right now. Now, if we move over to the front here, we can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 5¼ inch bays, and then this bottom one will be a 3.5 inch bay. Below that is this large vent system. You can see it actually comes out the side of the case, and it has a 120mm blue LED fan installed right here. Taking a look at the top of the case, the first thing that really stands out is this vent system here. We've been seeing vent systems on a lot of new cases. What's different about this one is that it does not open or close. It's always open all the time. Now, they use sort of like a clear smoked vents right here. And what's cool about that is they have a 120mm blue LED fan installed up here. And when that turns on, it's going to light these up nice, bright, and blue. It's going to look really, really cool when you have your system turned on. Now, on the front here, they have this little area where you could put your cell phone or, say, your MP3 player right here, just kind of like a little storage area for little gadgets or keys or something like that. Maybe you're at a LAN party, you want to put something right here. Now, you do have some connections up here. You have microphone, headphone, 2 USB 2.0 ports. Moving over to this side, you have 2 USB 3.0 ports, reset button, hard drive activity LED, and then all the way at the front you have the large power button, which is going to be illuminated when you have your system turned on. One of the coolest parts on the Z11 Plus is actually the side panel, and the thing that really sets it off is the side panel window. This is actually a 3D window, so it comes out from the side of the case. It just gives it that really cool feature, something you normally don't see on cases out there. Down here is another part that actually comes out from the side of the case, and it has an 80mm fan right here, and this is going to help cool everything that's on the bottom part of your case, like your hard drives and everything like that. And there's actually an identical one on the opposite side of the case that has another 80mm fan. On the back of the case, you have a 120mm exhaust fan. You have 2 small water cooling holes, and by small, they are very, very small. I would not expect any professional or real serious water cooling users to really use these at all. You have 7 expansion slots, a little air vent right here to help cool your video cards, and of course your power supply is going to be mounted on the bottom of the case. And as always with most cases, we have thumb screws on both side panels. Before we actually get inside the case, I want to show you the bottom here, and you have these 4 large rubber feet, and also you have filters on both where your power supply is going to be, and then here where you can install fan inside, and you'll actually get to see that once we get inside. And this one actually comes off pretty easily here, I believe. Just pull it out like that. Comes out, and you can easily clean it. This one is kind of like one of these filters, and you just take it out like that. And both should be easy enough to put back on here. this one. Goes in like that, and there you go, back on. Now I wanted to show you the included 80mm fan right here, and there's actually one on the opposite side of the case as well, and it does use a MOLEX connection. I would have rather have seen a 3-pin connection here. That way I could connect it to my motherboard or maybe a fan controller, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way so we can take a look inside, and you can see that Zalman has gone with an all-black interior. That's something that was actually missing on the Z9 Plus. They still had a steel interior, which just didn't look good. All-black interior. Now, the one thing that I don't like is these USB 3.0 connectors. Why? Because they're not the internal connections. That means I can't connect it directly to my motherboard. I have to route these around the back of the case and connect them into my motherboard that way. Even though Zalman includes a PCI slot cover, which will allow you to bring them around, this is kind of just old. It just feels old to me. Almost every new case that we have checked out that has USB 3.0 on it has the internal connector now, and all the new motherboards coming out do have the USB 3.0 internal connector. Now moving along here, you have your 4 5¼ inch bays, and they just use a simple screw system, something that we've seen in cases for years now. Moving down, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hard drive bays, and you can install only 3.5 inch hard drives here. So where are you going to install your 2.5 inch hard drives? There's a adapter in here where you can fit one, and then you can fit one here actually behind the motherboard tray, which we'll check out in a second. Moving down here, you can fit a 120mm or 140mm fan in the bottom here, and then moving over is where your actual power supply will go. Now if you're using a longer power supply here, you're not going to be able to install a fan on the bottom of the case. Moving up, you have 7 expansion slots, and you have your 2 fans. So you have a 120mm exhaust fan, and you have a 120mm blue LED top fan. You can see there is a large CPU cutout, and you do have some standoffs installed. You have 4 standoffs, but not the total amount you would need for a full ATX motherboard. If we look at the back side of the case, we can see how all of our cables are actually going to be routed. And there are 1, 2, 3 large cable routing holes, and they don't have the rubber inserts. I would have liked to see rubber inserts, but this metal around here is rounded off, so you're not going to cut yourself, and you're more than likely you're not going to rip your cables. This section right here is open, so you're going to be able to route from your hard drives over to your motherboard and to your power supply very easily. Right here, you can install another 2.5 inch hard drive, so that gives you a total of 2 places where you can install 2.5 inch hard drives. I would have liked to see all of your hard drive bays be compatible with 2.5 inch and 3.5 inch hard drives, but it's only 3.5 inch hard drives right here. Now there is a good amount of room on the back side of the case to route cables, so you shouldn't have a problem routing your large ATX power connector and everything around the back side of the case. So this concludes our unboxing and overview video of the Zalman Z11 Plus mid-tower case. It's selling for about $84.99 on Newegg.com. Check back really soon on ThinkComputers.org for a full review. And if you like these videos, make sure you subscribe. Catch you guys later.